Hello everybody and welcome to the first ever of hopefully many Grassroots Ham Radio Podcast, where we talk everything radio, anything that you can imagine. I am Jackson, VO1JQB.
Aaron, VO1FOX.
Mike, VO1AX.
And we're your hosts. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, you definitely did, and enjoy the show. So first on the list, we're just going to talk about, because this is the first of many episodes, who we are. So I'm Jackson, call sign V1JQB, live in St. John's, Newfoundland, just like the rest of us. And you know me, you know all of us actually, by the YouTube channel, VO1JQB on YouTube. I primarily operate VHF. I've been recently experimenting with satellites, and yeah, that's me. Aaron?
I'm Aaron, VO1FOX. I'm the group's primary CW operator, as well as I play with all kinds of other things. Mostly HF, but I'm starting to mess around with 2-meter stuff with the 10-element beam and trying to do different things like EME that we tried last night, and helping Jackson with satellites and making antennas and such. So it's
Antenna guru.
It's all pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, he's our antenna guru.
Yeah.
And
Mike?
That's over, Mike.
Yep, well, you've all seen me from my YouTube channel as well. I'm primarily a DX chaser. I'm been licensed since 2001, and 9/11 is actually what got me into ham radio. I was tuning around like most people. They've had their scanners and everything else, and when the event happened, I heard the local clubs in St. John's being filed up and massed and being distributed to the various coffee pouring spots around the city. And I thought that was really quite cool, and I saw fit then to go and get my license. So primarily a DX chaser, working on DX CC award with on HF, and I dabble occasionally into the 2-meter side, not much, but occasionally. And I dabble in a tiny bit of DMR as well, only because I'm restricted in St. John's. I don't have room for HF equipment and everything else. So all of my station is out in the country at our cottage.
Which is where we happen to be
today. Which is
today.
where we are today, getting ready for winter field day. So
Yep.
that's me. And
That's us.
I'm one of these guys who are sighted impaired. So that might interest some of you when you follow along with our videos and our YouTube stuff. I've done demos, and I think I'm, not to blow my horn a little bit, but I think I do quite well for somebody who's sighted impaired with contesting and everything else.
Well, I'd say.
And so pleased to be mentoring these young fellas and give them all the help I can give them. Let them operate because they have restrictions as well in their home QTHs.
Noise
Levels and everything else. So the boys really like coming out here and listening to like a S0 noise level and having nice DX just go like 20 over. They really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's me.
That's us.
That's it, yeah.
We are GRC. So next on the list is, before we get into Winter Field Day, just some podcast plans. Where it is the first episode, I'd like to go into detail of what we're planning for the next few months. Upload schedule, which we haven't fully decided yet. It depends. Stuff we're doing in the future, contests, stuff like that. Stuff you'll hopefully be interested in. So, obviously, this is the first episode. Our plans for this episode are Winter Field Day. Talk about that. Other episodes, we plan to haul in some locals as special guests, I guess you could say. Get them talking about what they do. We got a lot of locals that are into satellites.
Really prominent ham radio figures in this province.
Yeah, really. People who know what they're doing.
Yeah. Like one guy, for example, has worked Antarctica on 160 CW. He was the first Newfoundlander to work Japan on 160 CW.
Yeah.
And he's got a remote shack going. He lives in St. John's. He's got a cabin out in the country, all Elecraft gear remoted. And I'm hoping that actually we can arrange to shoot from his shack.
That would be nice.
That's one of the things we want to try and do. We want to try and go and preview and show people shacks that are willing to get their name out there and get seen. I mean, there's some nice contesters here in this province, and they got some nice gear, and
For sure.
Hopefully they'll come on board, and we can see their shacks and hear what great DX sounds like from up here. Because a lot of people west of Newfoundland and south that are in high noise environments, they have no idea.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we are a great spot to DX from, to operate from, and who knows? Maybe these podcasts might encourage an influx of ham radio tourism.
Maybe.
That'd be great.
Aaron, what do you want to see?
Well, pretty much I just, want to show people how to do things. Like when I was first licensed, I had issues building antennas. I wasn't good at it because I was always trying to do research for myself.
And how far you've
and
come.
I couldn't really connect, I guess, the two together of what I actually had to do versus what I was seeing. And I couldn't ever really find a video on how to do it the way that I would understand. So I'd like to see that. And, we teach you how to build a few basic, like dipole, maybe a beam, UHF beam, VHF beam, something small. And try different things. Like try different antennas, try different orientations, or, whatever.
Different setups.
Yeah, different
modes,
things, right?
different modes involving antennas. And,
trying to do different everything.
because we've attempted some moon bounce this weekend.
Yeah.
Which is a first for myself.
And
More
myself.
tonight. Stay tuned for the Winter Field Day video, because we'll have some footage of that coming up for Winter Field Day.
I mean, we know we're going to get HF
Oh,
in
yeah.
the lawn, but we're going to try some satellite stuff, and we're pretty confident that but we're not going to fill the log with 1,000 cues. We're here to have fun, setting up, showing the gear, do some operating of various kinds like HF, digital modes, PSK, RIDI probably, voice of course, because that's my thing. I'm not good at CW at all.
You're getting there, though.
I'm getting there. Aaron is primarily the guy with the key glued to his hand.
Yeah.
And the coffee IV flowing into the arm, right?
Yeah.
And Jackson's pretty good too at copying, but my brain is just not wired for it. I've tried, and
I'm in the middle of you two.
and I keep trying, but my thing will be phone, and but it's going to be great. I think we'll do a fine job with it, and hopefully it'll catch on. I mean, hell, Amateur Logic TV and Ham Nation had to start from somewhere.
Exactly, right? All podcasts start from somewhere.
That's true, yeah.
And what I want to see from the podcast is when I'm going through looking for podcasts, I'm seeing ones that aren't very long, that don't interest me, not doing what I want to see, and I'm not the only one out there. So I want to have a podcast that I can watch, because it's interesting to have that on the side monitor, see what people are doing. B, it's long, because when I look for a podcast, I look for length, so I can do it while I'm working in the shack or something like that, something to background audio. And I'd like to see news that's relevant and interesting to me. I don't care that X station worked this station. Sure. I want to see, these are the latest contests. These are what people are doing in the ham radio community. This is what people are building. That's the kind of stuff I want to look at. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. So that's the direction I want to take this podcast.
Unless it's P5 in North Korea, then it's
that'd be cool.
all hands are on deck for that, right?
All hands on deck. Yep.
Yeah.
So next up's Winter Field Day. What we're doing for Winter Field Day, and what we're going to take Winter Field Day, and stuff like that. So
there's one more thing I'd like to add though before
what's that?
Field Day. One of the things we're hoping to do, once this gets going, to our knowledge, there isn't much with regards to the actual ham radio podcasting stuff happening in Canada. Now, there's lots of them. You've got your Amateur Logic TV, and you got your Ham Nation, and you've got your from the Workbench. There's a couple of guys in Carolina that does it.
Ham Radio Concepts.
Ham Radio Concepts,
Fundamentals
Ham
of Amateur
Now,
Radio,
and all of this. But I don't know if there's a whole lot, from Canada. I know there's lots of YouTubers, the radio hobbyists and so forth. But I'd like to, we want to do it from a Canadian perspective. Yeah, A and a boot, whatever that is.
A and a boot.
And maybe get, hopefully, some sponsorship Radio World if you're listening, or GPS
Sponsor
Central.
us. We need a new mic.
GPS Central if you're listening. By the way, I was a customer of yours in September, so if you're listening, and product reviews. I think is a
good idea.
Is a big thing. Like I'm sighted impaired, and I'm trying to catch on to this ICOM stuff. I'm a Yaesu guy, but I'm trying to catch on to this 7300 or what have you. And for example, Aaron has played with a 7300, but I have not. Now I have a little bit of vision. I can see lights and colors, and if I put a screen up close to my face, glue my eyeball to the middle of it, I can generally get things done. I ran a 102 for years that had a really poor display because it was really narrow, and so I got it done. So I'm interested in that kind of stuff. So it'd be nice if we could have some things, product reviews, if somebody wanted to sponsor us and send us down a piece of equipment even, and put it through its paces, and
or even just reviews in general, the latest and greatest of what's coming out on the radio, right? Yeah.
Maybe somebody might say, well, hey, I've got the 7300. Want to do a podcast on it?
Yeah.
Or
we're willing to do podcasts over the internet, through Skype, stuff like that.
I know when I was researching this rig, before I got it, I had an FT200, which is a Yaesu tube radio. And I wanted something new. I guess I could say new, right? Because the old one works fine. I just wanted something, VFO.
Modern.
Modern rig, right? And I was doing research, and I was looking through YouTube, looking through every corner of the internet for videos on the 7200. And now I found videos that were like, okay, they hold it up in front of the thing, it shows you all the buttons and shows you everything else. But I couldn't find a video on somebody actually digging into the radio, showing you, okay, this is the menu 35 for XYZ, whatever, right? There was no videos on how to actually manipulate the settings in the rig, and there was no videos on how to change certain things, and showing you how the passband works, how the your manual notch, your auto notch. Like, I didn't find anything on that.
Yeah.
So I think for doing reviews would be really good, because I know there's radios out there that are in demand, but no one's doing these things like, oh, this is what the passband is on this radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Accessibility to me too is a big thing.
Oh yeah.
One of the things I'm hoping to do is get maybe some other blind hams that have more expensive gear than we've got, or that maybe Skype them in as a guest.
Yeah.
And because I know there's a friend of mine, he runs, he's out of Pittsburgh, and he runs an Elecraft 500 watt amplifier. It's all solid state. He's got a TS 590 SG. He's got a $1,000 power meter, all PC controlled. It'd be nice to hear how he does it, because I don't know how he does it all, and it'd be nice, because I just can't dump a $1,000, because that's what it would be. Take, for example, the Power Master from Array Solutions. It's $400 US, and then I got to buy an accessory called a ham pod, which is $300 US. To get that here, we're talking 60% markup on that. Yeah. So we're well over $1,000. I don't have the wherewithal, and I don't wish to, dump a $1,000 item on my Visa card, bring it up here for like a day or two, and find out that it's crap, and then send it back. It's just pain.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to get people who are using these things that are willing to say, okay, in the case of the 7300, you may or may not be able to see the icon that you need to select your filters. Because that's a big thing for me in contesting and DX chasing. I want the pass bands, I want the shift and widths, I want the high and low cuts, and I want the narrow filters, and I ring the bejesus at them.
And not on a menu either.
And not in
knobs.
A menu. Knobs. So the 7300 may not be for me. And it's probably going to be a 7410 if anything, and something with buttons. Now the rig I have is an FTDX 1200, and I do love it. It's a great radio, and we'll go down the line with that as we get shots of our shacks.
Well, I got a few I'll put in here in post.
So, but it would be great to get other people's solid perspectives on products, and I mean, it's the accessibility side. No one knows how we do it. I mean, you know, I talk to people and I say I'm sighted impaired. Well, how are you operating a 1 kilowatt amp? Well, this is how.
Mm-hmm.
How are you operating a 1200, or how are you operating the FT102 that you were running?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a YouTube video on that. If you search my call, you'll see my demonstration of the old LDG Electronics TW1 talking watt meter.
Yeah. V1AX, by the way, is his channel.
Yeah, and I'm using the 102 to do it, and I'm tuning it all up. And you know, so
it's interesting getting multiple perspectives,
right?
Because we're not going to be the same opinion on everything.
No.
Most definitely not. We definitely weren't last night. We had a good debate. But it'd be nice to get Aaron's opinion on a radio, and my opinion, and Mike's opinion, because all of them are going to be different.
Yeah.
I like complexity. Mike likes knobs. Aaron likes, well, I don't know what Aaron likes. He's all over the place.
I like ruggedness.
He likes ruggedness.
He likes
Just
ruggedness.
radio here.
And the 7200, that's all steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty hefty piece of kit.
Right? Says on the website, built for the great outdoors.
Like
so.
we put up our mast. We drove the guy posts in for the inverted L mast with that thing.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right, we used it as a hammer.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Right, that's how rugged it is. It's a great radio. Actually.
Oh yeah.
It really is, the 7200.
Might be an episode or a segment coming on this.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, well, it's our field day piece. So.
Yeah.
What else? Like another thing I'm into now, I'm into the Flex stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about the Flex 6400. And there's a smart SDR app out there for the iPhone. I'm an iPhone user because of the screen reading technology and everything else. The smart SDR, which is free for demonstration, is my new game. You guys play Candy Crush? I play Smart SDR on the iPhone.
There you go. Remotes in the different little
Right,
places.
I fire this thing up. The only thing I don't do is sit in my favorite armchair in my apartment and call CQ like an idiot into the phone. But I do adjust the filters, and I do change bands and modes and play with the EQ settings. It's absolutely fantastic. And I'm trying to engage some folks to see if they would allow me to hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, remote into their $10,000 Flex stations. But I haven't had any emails back from that yet. But I'm hoping.
Yet.
Right. Yet.
There's still hope.
There's still hope. Right.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm not putting a $3,800 Flex 6400M on my credit card just to play with.
No.
Because one of the things that's a fault of mine, I get excited about other gear that might sound just a little better than mine. Right. And but that's like the 7200 here. It's never been in a low noise environment.
Yeah.
And once it came out here, like the receiver in that rig is fantastic.
It is, yeah. It truly is.
It truly is. And now there's noise there now.
A little bit, yeah.
Right. There's,
Yeah.
But it's a little better.
expect.
It's a little better than my 1200. And I got a little envious of it last night. I got to talk to the boys like, well, should I trade? Should I look for the 7410? And got to thinking, I was like, well, then we fired up the 1200, and it's the 7200 is better, but I can live with the 1200 because I don't want somebody else's throwbacks. Right. So
Yeah.
But it's great to play. It's great to play and experiment with radio and
it's good to hear this radio in an environment that's not S5 and above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's that's what we're looking to do as a casting series, and hopefully we can do a number of episodes and keep it going for a while. And
Oh yeah.
and then maybe in 10 years when we're doing episode 100.
That's about how long it's going to take.
We'll be too arrogant to answer emails too.
No, boys, if you got fan mail or just suggestions for the podcast, what have you, send it in.
Send them along. Comments below. Write us a letter. Look us up on Twitter and write us a letter if you really want to.
Yeah.
Send us a card.
I love getting letters.
Yeah,
I love getting mail. I actually love getting mail though.
Yeah, me too. It's fun.
Cards and letters welcome. Emails.
Anything.
I mean,
get in touch with us. There's thousands of ways.
I mean,
God, yes.
YouTube, our YouTube channels, mine and Jackson's. I mean, we've got a GRC email address as well.
Yep. I'll put that in the
in the
description.
show notes and stuff, and we'll gladly answer
Is that your name? It is your name.
any emails and stuff like that.
Yeah. Toss them along. Have this conversation.
Show ideas even.
Yeah.
If you got a conversation topic you want us to discuss, get our opinions on it. If you want us to, hey guys, can you look at this radio? Tell me what you think on it. Sure, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And we'll make an episode on it, or a segment at
We
least.
can run it on sideband, CW, we can put it, power output tests.
And I'll tell you what, I'll give you one better than that if you want, providing that it's not 6 hours of feature film. But
Edit it in post.
but if you're out in the field and you've got a winter field day set up,
You want to share your
you want to
send it in.
share, send it.
Yeah,
Do a little video clip and say, this is Wayne, whoever, and we've got our winter field day set up in Okotoka Park in West Tennessee, and
Yeah.
show us your video. Send it
Let's
in,
see what you got.
and we'll air it.
Can't be no worse than what I run on my channel.
No, or mine.
I don't have a channel, so
Yeah. You used to.
I used to. But shut it down.
Right, send in some clips, send in your pics even.
Yeah.
Send
Send us what you got. We'll
send
feature
us what you got.
Like the Weather Network, we'll have a little segment on it.
Why not?
Featured
If
stuff.
that's your thing. Shortwave receivers even.
Hell yeah.
There's
Yeah.
SWLs out there, a lot of them. You got a little pocket receiver and, send it in, send a picture in it of it. And
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
a little video of you using it and saying, well, listen to this. We normally have a 20 over noise level in the Catskills of New York, but today is great. This is Radio Cuba.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give us what you got.
Give us what you got.
But yeah, on the Winter Field Day, if you guys got nothing else.
No, I think we.
No, we're good.
I think we summed it up.
Off to winter field day.
Synchronized sip.
I had 9 left. Got it all gone.
I had
All
the
gone.
I had the littlest drop.
Yeah, me too. I've been sipping throughout the cast though.
Yeah.
So Winter Field Day this year. Last year, my video on it was mediocre. I gotta be honest.
We got really sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it,
got
wa-
sick.
it wasn't the best time in the world
It was not.
at all.
We humped like kilometers over rough terrain, set up 2 masts, poor grounding. I'm not pulling any punches here in this one.
I wouldn't say we hiked 2 kilometers. We drove most of the way.
Yeah, well, back
Had
and
to walk up
forth.
the hill.
Yeah, right. So, put up 2 masts, humped a lot of gear. We overcomplicated it, is what happened, and overthunk it.
I think there was too much gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bought too much gear. Like all of us bought too much gear. There was like the
Well,
full patio
It was full of gear.
covered in gear. Like it was
Yeah.
Cables,
I haven't
grounding,
seen-
radios, power supplies, VHFs, masts,
Yeah.
like,
antennas.
we had a lot of duplicates in gear.
We
so
did.
most of the gear we took we didn't even use.
Hmm.
I have a bad
And-
habit of overcomplicating stuff.
Yeah, we all do.
And
We
band
all
conditions were terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't the best band conditions.
And
There was a lot of noise at one point.
Yeah.
And Aaron got a shock off the pedal, so he wasn't very happy
so
with
he
that.
wasn't very happy with that. That was actually a hoot.
Yeah.
We went in to do CW on the
80.
FT 897D,
Delta.
I believe it
Yeah.
is a D.
I think it is. It's like
And-
it's like yay.
Of course, a couple of people now that were with us last year, if they actually stumble across this, they're going to know what we're talking about. But anyhow,
Yep.
the internet is owned by everybody.
The internet is owned by everyone.
So Aaron, our CW op, goes in there, and if you don't know Aaron, Aaron is not afraid of much. I mean, this
No.
guy put 80 volts across his chest doing a power supply.
Not
build.
because I wanted to.
Not because he wanted to.
Not because he's into that.
No, it was an accident.
But it just
was
happened, right?
This is the kind of guy who'll climb
Right.
up on a tower that's not even rated for people to stand on.
To stand on,
And he'll get up there in 70-kilometer winds and take down a beam, for God's sake.
Right?
So
That if he really wanted to, he could just hang onto the beam and jump, and he'd probably fly. I mean, this is how windy it was.
yeah,
You gotta get stuff done. Like,
Yeah,
it had
exactly.
to be done.
So he
I
goes
just had to do it.
Yeah, so he goes in and he, gets ready to settle in for a night of CW whopping on 80 meters, and noisy as anything. I gotta be honest. The noise floor was terrible, and we had these cheap power supplies. I don't want to say the vernacular, but cheap. $20+ power supplies for HF. I'm sorry, that don't cut it with me. I can't speak for the rest of the lads here, but no. You don't skimp on a power supply, I don't think.
I think that if they're filtered right,
but
and they're rated for it, you could probably get away with it.
But like a $15 or $25 Amazon power supply, no, not in my opinion anyway. Now, anybody who listens to this podcast after the fact might say, "Well, Mike, what an a-hole." But
then shoot in your opinions if you think that.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear them. We'd love to discuss them.
I mean, that's just me. But anyhow, he settles in for a night of CWing and touches the key, and it's like, I never seen a guy move so fast. And you'll see Aaron in the picture, but he's like 6'4", 6'5", and he's excess of 250 pounds. I never seen a guy move so fast in all my born life come out of that room. And he, from all accounts, he was like white as a ghost. And
he got quite the shock.
He got quite a shock off.
You were not having it,
right?
You never went back in there after that.
Okay, so just
check the video,
put it in
make sure it's still
perspective. Yeah, you can go up and check it.
you keep going.
The antenna we were using was an off-center fed dipole with a 6-to-1 voltage balance. So using that setup, with a 6-to-1 antenna, not to overcomplicate things, with an off-center fed, the shield of the coax can act as a part of the antenna, right? Because it's not fed from the center, it's offset, so it creates a bit of a... It works really weird, but your coax can act as part of the radiating element, depending on how far down it goes and wherever you do. So when I keyed, the shield of the coax that was carrying current, carrying the RF, was also connected to the chassis of the radio, like it would be, which was also connected to the shield of the paddles, which was connected to my hand. So as soon as I keyed, I got all of that, 100 watts right into my hand.
Yep.
So it wasn't...
And he never went back and
I never touched it after.
He never touched it after.
No. It wasn't nice.
So this winter field day is quite different from that.
Yes.
We've got a relaxed environment. We've got everything set up and working. And
it's working too.
So now we'll pan around, I guess, and see what we got. And over to Jackson Deacon Steer.
Alrighty. So what we got here, we got quite the setup, as you can see. Well, I won't say it's quite the setup. It's not,
It's a good setup.
It's a good setup.
It's not massive, but it is a good field day setup, yes. Especially with this radio here.
It's not too much gear to actually physically carry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So we got Mike's speaker we stole.
Oh, disqualified. Oh, that's it. You're disqualified. You used Mike's speaker.
We got Mike's speaker. That's hooked into the 7200 here. 7200 is our main push radio. This is what we're going to be doing most of our HF operating on. This is how we're going to get most of our points. Next to that, we got all mode ICOM 706. So that's going to be UHF radio for satellite. That's going to be our downlink radio. And this VHF, the MYT 9800?
Yeah.
MYT 9800, that's my VHF radio. That's going to be our uplink radio. Because, of course, it slipped my mind to get the right connectors for the antennas, so I could hook it up to my handheld. So this is going to be our pusher. We got a SWR meter here that's just monitoring our stuff, and we're hooked into Mike's tuner as well. We got set up for tuning the antennas.
It's remote. Yeah, it's remote to the antennas.
Yeah.
So outside, you'll see this all in the winter field day video, by the way. So watch that. We got a generator set up away from the shack, so we won't be having the noise. We got it grounded and everything. We've got our antennas all set up. We've got the 10-element VHF beam out there we're going to be using for EME. Now, before you comment saying, oh, you can't do this, can't do that, we know we're short on power for EME.
Very short on
power.
Mostly we're just trying to hear off the moon.
Something.
Yeah.
Right? Even if we hear a call sign bounce off the moon, we're going to lose our minds.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. This is the first time we've done it.
First time we've done it. And actually, not to quote anybody, people just don't get all wrapped up around the axle about this, but I think this is the first time Newfoundland has been activated on EME since the 80s.
That I know of.
I was asking somebody here locally, and they said, yeah, so-and-so done that back in like 85. but no one really knows of anybody since.
Nobody really knows.
So
it's all innuendo and half-truths.
Maybe not. Who knows, right? So this could be a first from since the 80s. So it's going to be interesting.
And we were supposed to have. Did I mess with that just now?
Yeah, you did. It's set to clone, so just cycle it.
Yeah, just cycle it. We were supposed to have another person out here who knows satellites very, very well. We were doing satellites with the summer field day with him. He knows everything amazingly.
He's really good at it.
He's pro.
I can't do it. I can't do satallates at all. No. I tried. I was like, no, I can't do it.
But he said he couldn't make it out. He had other commitments that he had to attend to. Fine, fair enough. But, I was talking to him. What do you use for satellites? How can we make this work? So I tried real quick to make a VHF beam. Didn't work. So we got a UHF beam, courtesy of somebody locally. We've got Mike's beam, which has a bit of a high SWR, but we'll make it work.
Which is 3-element.
Yeah, 3-element beam. I think the UHF is 4 or 5? 3. 4. No, it's not 3.
It's 4 element. Is it 4?
4 element, yeah.
Yeah, 4.
So we're going to try. And I'm not looking for making contacts all around the world on sats tonight. I'm looking to hear, because that's the first step for me when I'm doing anything, is being able to hear other people. Because if we can't hear them, what's the sense in even trying to shoot out? Right?
We're going to try stuff. We're not just coming in here gung ho field day, put the HF rig, and I want 500 contacts by midnight tonight. That ain't it.
No.
Yeah. We got a laptop here for logging. We're going to do a bit of PSK RIDI. We're going to do a bit of HF phone. Some CW. Aaron will grab the key. We're going to try the SATs. We're going to try the EME again tonight.
See what happens.
And see what happens. And just have a nice, relaxed, fun environment.
Yeah.
Beautiful day.
And I guess if we need a town official to come up to put us over the top, well, I can arrange that too.
Yeah. Should have got a photo of him when he was here.
Should have.
Shoot. Yeah. Mike's father's a town official, so I mean, it helps.
It helps.
Yeah, he was nice enough to bring up the generator and everything for us. So.
And only he could start.
Yeah.
That was the thing. He was like, "Now, boys." Because if you ever see my dad in travels through these podcasts, and I'm sure you will.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because he likes to poke around to be nosy. He despises ham radio, yet he's always up here when there's a crowd here wondering what's going on.
He secretly enjoys it.
I think he does. Right?
That's a secret. He'll never admit it because he's a stubborn noof. But
right. Yeah. But you'll see him. He's as big as Aaron, and this rough and tumble guy is like, "Now, boys, you can only start this now a certain way. Now, Dad is big enough now. He'd haul over a bull.
Yeah.
And you got to be gentle on the pull cord, and he's like just flick, 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 flick.
Yeah. See, the way you pull start most generators, you rip her back, right?
Right.
But the way it's rigged up now, because we may or may not have broken it last year, I won't go into detail.
May or may not have.
I won't go into detail, but
I think we should say the story. It was fun.
All right, let's do it.
Story.
So I'll condense it down, but we went up to start the generator, and we pulled it. The pull cord came off. Sure, that happens all the friggin' time. We'll fix it. So...
Well, not on my snowblower.
Shh.
That's still in pieces, man.
Yeah.
Anyways,
gotta go back for service.
Yeah.
But anyways, we tied a knot and we wrapped the pull cord around and we pulled it, and it didn't start. So I don't know what we were thinking. We were not in the right state of mind. The RF must have gotten to us or something.
No, we didn't have it knocked, because every time you pull it, the cord would let go, obviously.
Yeah, which is what's supposed to happen in that case. Yeah,
in that situation.
But
we decided to tie it.
We decided to tie it because we were smart. So we ties it around and goes to pull start it. First pull, she goes. She rips the cord out of my hand, coils it up around the fan or whatever, pulley, knocks the fuel knob clean off her.
Yeah.
And
smacks me in the wrist.
Yeah. All you hear, bang, 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 fuck, right? So we gets her shut off and unties it, obviously, and we does it right. But, yeah. She busted.
Yeah, she busted.
No wonder you didn't do any real damage to her.
Yeah, it's a wonder.
Yeah.
What anyway?
Yeah. So, we don't talk about that. That was an accident.
Funny. It's an accident, right?
I don't know what we were thinking, because, I mean...
Well, we figured, why do we have to keep wrapping it around?
Why don't we just tie it?
Why don't we just tie it?
Yeah, but you'd think somebody like me, who's done it before, who's made these mistakes, would have figured it out, right?
Jackson and a blonde guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not really the smartest of people
let's
either.
just tie it on. Like, it's
Fuck it.
dawn on me, right?
See what happens, right?
So we tied it on and pulled her over, and of course she wouldn't go the first couple of times we just had it wrapped.
Mm.
We ties it on, and she goes first flick and beats everything up.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that this year.
No one times.
The way his father got it rigged up now, it's pull cord about yay long, and when he pulls it, you got to go.
We got to be gentle.
And she starts up on the third pull every time.
Yeah.
Every time, third
You
pull.
gotta
So
be gentle.
she's a good runner.
Yeah.
But
it's a champion 3 kilowatt continuous, 4 kilowatt peak.
Yeah.
Is what we're running.
More than plenty.
More
More
than
than
plenty.
Way
I mean,
more than plenty.
We got an extension cord down there. You can't see it, but we got that running out through the windows and everything all the way out that way.
Big heavy 12 gauge cord, 150 feet long.
150 feet
Yeah.
long.
So we're going to plug the shack into that. So we'll be running off generator power. Everything will be run off that. We got a power bar, so we'll unplug everything from the walls, everything from everywhere, and plug it into
All
that
be
power
switched
bar.
over when the
Yeah. And
contest,
about an hour.
About an hour, yeah. When
So yeah, we're gearing up.
starts.
We're gearing
We're
up.
gearing up.
Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And certainly looking forward to tomorrow morning waking up with no crap in our mouths and
Yeah.
our eyes and mouths glued shut.
Yeah. I don't know what it
Woke up
was
like
with
that
last
this
year,
morning.
but it wasn't really the best.
I woke up like that this morning.
Did you?
Furnace.
Oh, God.
Furnace was right there.
Yeah, well, that might have something to do
I
with
had
it.
half mine to get up and turn it off, but
Why didn't you?
Because I didn't know if you had it set up a certain way, mess it up on you. So I
I
didn't.
know. I had a great night's sleep.
Well, I guess you get to bed tonight then.
I-
Yeah, you
Gets
get
the
to bed
couch.
tonight.
I had to lay my blanket on the concrete floor to cool it down. I went back to sleep and I woke up. I was like, okay, it's probably cooled off now. And I took it and put it back up over myself.
There you go.
That's what I done. See, there's always a way to get around anything.
Yep.
Just gotta be smart enough.
All right, anything more?
I think that's it
We're
for.
kind of starting to vary off course a little bit with blankets.
That's
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. I don't
I
know.
think that's it. We got no radio news. Nothing interesting.
No. This.
VD1 Nook.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got that coming up. So starting today, I believe, 1900 Zulu.
Yep.
We're going to be running a special event called Victor Delta 1 November Uniform Kilo Quebec. Look us up on QRZ.
Correction.
Quebec QK.
Yeah, he's a kilo.
QK.
Whoops.
Victor Delta 1 November Uniform Quebec Kilo.
Yeah, there we
So,
go.
What I said. Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to me.
What I said.
I'm nuts. But yeah, we're going to be running that call. It's to commemorate the 77th anniversary of the Truxtun and Pollux U.S. naval disaster. Quite the tragedy. There was over, I think, almost 200 lives lost.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can actually still see the wreck of the USS Pollux off the coast of Newfoundland. So that's pretty
still
cool.
there.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to doing that.
Yep.
It's,
That's going to be a special event for the 26th of January to the 26th of February. It's going to be split up over the three of us and possibly anybody else if they ask to use it.
Ask nicely.
Ask nicely, yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There might be some knee bending required too. Like if they're really into special event calls,
Yeah.
want to be. But
We've got a call scheduled for it, who's going to operate when and
Yeah.
how. And we'll slap that on the air. And if you're lucky, you catch us, you confirm us on QRZ and send us a self-addressed stamped envelope, you'll get a QSL card.
Yep.
So it's a nice card too. Not going to show a photo of it, not going to spoil nothing. If you want a card, gonna have to get us one. That's how it's going to work.
because it can be quite costly. I mean, you
Okay.
gotta think about it. If we're gonna mail internationally 100 cards,
Well, I printed off 2 cards. It was $3.50.
yeah. So
So
there's the printing of the
Yeah.
cards, and then if you got to pay for a stamp to get those internet, I mean, you know,
it's expensive.
It's expensive.
What we'll do is that after the event is done, like the end date of the event is passed,
Wait a
Oh.
month or so.
we'll wait a month, see what cards we get, and then only then will we print off enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like, if you get, like, 2 or 3 months after, you might be lucky enough to get, like, an extra card or something, but, yeah, we'll have to...
If you're exotic,
We're going to have to cap it, right? We're going to
Yeah.
put a cap on
Yeah.
it. Because we don't have all kinds of money just throwing printing cards.
yeah, God no.
We don't. Like,
Now, if one comes in our way from like Antarctica somewhere,
well,
You're getting a card.
especially-
You're getting a
Bang.
card.
Yeah, you'll be one of the first we send out.
Yeah, Ascension Island, Herd Island, or if they're going to be active in the next month. or-
Pitcairn Islands or something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
We'll
For those who don't know, Newfoundland's in such a place where working Australia and Japan and China and stuff like that,
Look
it's
the
like
other side.
it's rare.
It's tough.
It's really
tough
rare.
for us. Yeah.
I've only worked Japan twice in my ham radio career, So
yeah, and I've only got them a few times myself.
I've only got them, probably half a dozen times.
Yeah. So it's rare for us. So I mean, if you're in Japan, you want to set up a contact, let us know.
Set up a sked.
Let us know. We'll make it work.
Fire to the flex. And,
Yeah.
no,
I mean, like people work that part of the world all the time here, but there's the stations that they've got allow them to do it. Like, I mean, they're running beverage antennas on the ground, and they've got pretty good, 60 plus foot tall, 160 meter inverted L's, and that's what you need. And we're a little bit under the finances with this. I mean,
we're not the richest of hams.
We're not the richest of hams by no means.
You don't have a job. I'm working too and getting paid very little. He's retired. So
it's you kind of need to build a pretty good station in Newfoundland to get that on a regular basis. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much a given. You're not doing it on a regular basis with a dipole at 40 feet, especially on 40 meters or 80 meters. Or
for those of you who don't even know where Newfoundland is, first off, it's pronounced Newfoundland, not Newfoundland or Newfoundland.
Think it as fun.
Newfoundland,
yeah. Think it as fun, right? If you want to say it right, it's
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
And add land to it. Newfoundland.
Yeah, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Second off, I'll attach a photo right here of where Newfoundland is on a map.
Right on my hand, love.
Right on his hand, right there.
Look right there.
Yeah, right there.
Right there.
That's Newfoundland, right there. That's where it's located to. The most eastern point in Canada you can drive to. So, there you go.
You can physically be.
Yeah, you can physically be there.
Like on land, now you're in the water, that's a different story.
Yeah, you're in the water, you can go a little
You got to get into like territories and...
Oh, one of the things we may attempt.
What's that?
We've been trying to do a little island thing.
Yes,
for the last
that's
couple
right.
of years. We've been talking about it off and on. So we'd like to do that. We've been scouting out some islands for IOTA on the air. We may try to do something there as well. Hop in a boat.
Lug some gear around.
Lug some gear up to a hilltop of an island. And,
yeah. Now, it may just be me and Mike at this point.
Yeah.
Because for those that don't know, Aaron is re-enlisting with the military.
Yep.
So he could be shipped off to...
whatever.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So... Yeah, he might not be here for that. I might not be here for that because I might ship off too.
Right.
But,
so
we'll see.
We'll see how it goes. And even if he's,
I could probably still film pets though if I'm away.
You can always teleconference
little blurbs here and there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, still alive. Don't forget about me.
You can always teleconference from wherever, right?
There'll come a point where we'll be in 3 different provinces and we'll just have to do the podcast over Skype
or something like that, right?
Right.
I mean, that's how we're going to get some guests in from the Blind Hands.
Oh yeah,
Group.
most
We'll
definitely.
do Fast Scan TV off the moon.
Yeah, there you go.
Off the moon.
Off the moon.
Fast Scan TV.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
First we got to get EMA to work.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Right, 35, 40 elements on 2 meters.
Yeah.
Green glow around the beams as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
no
We got to get ready now and start
Getting close.
getting the log up and running and
40 minutes till it
that
starts.
sort of thing. I think we got some QRZ stuff to do and a little bit of the Beam stuff you wanted to do.
So contact info, Mike. Where can they find you?
You can look me up on YouTube under VO1AX, all lowercase. You can get me on QRZ as well. Email address is there.
And I am available on YouTube, obviously. This is where you're watching this podcast more than likely. You can also get me on QRZ, VO1JQB. I also am currently managing the NUQK page. And Aaron?
I can be found on QRZ. That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
VO1FOX and QRZ.
Yeah, VO1FOX on QRZ. And you can write me a letter on a typewriter.
He would like a letter.
I'd love a letter, and I'd love a typewriter.
I like fan mail. You guys want to send straight up fan mail? It's like, hey, I listened to the podcast, good job.
Yeah.
That's all you send? I'll read that. I'll get excited over that.
And if you really need me for something, GRC's email is in the comment section below.
Yep.
Like, in the comment section.
Down there.
Below, yeah. So, have a look there. Fire off an email. I'll get one back to you eventually. Yeah, that's it.
Alright guys,
I'll come back.
thank you for watching the first ever Grassroots Ham Radio Podcast.
Hope it wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
hope it wasn't.
Hope it was.
We know we got to get a new mic.
Yes.
That's in the works.
And this is the first one for us up there with this.
Yeah.
Because it's all about fun too. So
Yeah. We're not doing this for any reward or anything like that. It's for fun.
That's it for me. 7-3.
7-3, guys. Take it easy.